What's up, guys? Today, I've decided I'm going to take a little time and do another video. So, today we're going to be going over how to install the corksport short shifting plate. It's going to replace the factory plate and cause for a 30% difference in the throw of the shifting. So hopefully this goes well today. Hopefully I don't have any complications, it being in 2007, things like that. So let's get started. Okay, guys, so we're gonna get started at this point. I've already halfway disassembled the console because it took me a little bit of time. But the first step in getting this apart is taking off the cup holders. So the cup holder has this little area here that goes around your emergency brake lever. What I did to get this out was I stuck my thumb kind of in this area here and pulled up with even pressure, and it popped out of place. I had these little taps here. Do not worry. It doesn't seem like they're very fragile or anything like that. So once I did that, it popped out of place. Next, what I wanted to do is take out the shifting boot cover. That's what it's called. I'm having a brain fart this morning. So, same concept. I lift it up closest to me. Boom, that popped out of place. And then you just lift the boot off and put these to the side. Alright? The next thing we're going to do is there's this little screw here. You can see on the shifter. The rod connects to the shifter itself. There's a screw. Be sure to use the right size, because if you strip this, you will be in a world of hurt. Okay, guys, so there's been several minutes of stoppage time since I last left you, and I had the darndest time. Even though I used the right size screwdriver, it stripped. So I thought, how in the heck am I gonna get this thing out of here? And you know how when you're working on your brakes or whatever, you run into those darn rotor screws, right? And most of the time they're rusted and all that crap, right? Well, that gave me the idea. How do you get rotor screws off? You use an impact screwdriver. So, I had one of these available to me. It's my own. Get on Amazon for like 20 bucks, I think. But I put that in there, even with it being kind of stripped, and I started whacking away at that, and it actually came undone. So I was thoroughly impressed. But once you get that out, then or once you keep kind of beating at it, and you may need to beat at it a little bit more or whatever until it finally comes out all the way. But once you have that out, you should be golden. So I'm gonna get the rest of this off, and then we'll get to the next step. Okay, next step is to pop the shifter link off of the shifter. So with that, I'm going to get a flathead here, and I'm going to put it in between and I'm just going to ever so slightly torque at that, and you should, voila, it should pop off. So shouldn't have any issues there. Alright. Okay, once you have the shifter plate off and you have the link disconnected, we don't really have to worry about that stripped screw or anything like that, because the rest of the kit comes with the pieces. Now, what we have to do here is take this with the L that it's shaped like, and get a better picture of this here. Alright, there's the shifter plate, and we stick it on to the shifter, like so. Alright, as if it was taking the place of that end link right there, we're adding a new end link right here. Alright, so that hole will go where the last screw went, and we're going to stick in a screw that has an Allen key on it for future, so that way we don't strip it if we try to take it off again. Now that we have the short plate shifter in, what we can do is reconnect the end link to the short plate shifter. So all you have to do is apply some pressure, boom, snaps right back into place, and you should be able to move it around and go into gear, all that type of stuff. Alright, so now that we have our short plate shifter in, I can already tell, just from moving it around, that it has a shorter throw. Not sure if it's 30% or whatever, not too certain, but all I know is it is working. Now the last step that we want to take is putting everything back together. So, reverse steps here. We want to take your shifting boot assembly here and put that back through. We snap that back into place like so. Now what we can do is take the cup holders. I'm not going to do that right now. Next I'm going to take the shifting knob. I'm going to put the shifting knob back on. Takes a few turns here. A few more turns. A few more. And there's that. Make sure it all functions properly. I can already definitely tell that there's a lot less throw in this shifter. And I'm sure I'll have to find out once I start driving it. But without driving, I'm not able to fully tell exactly if it's functioning properly. So with this, we have our emergency brake spot here. So what I'm going to do is just put that around the emergency brake. Make sure it's in the right spot. Carefully, just pop it back into place, and you're done. Thanks again, guys, for watching. After I installed that short shifter plate, I went for a drive, and I will tell you what, that made such a difference. That small little piece, it definitely shortened the throw of the shifter, and the shifter felt way more sturdy and had much better contact, it felt like. So I've been driving the car for, I'd say, about 8 months, 9 months, and you get a feel, especially when you drive it, especially when you drive it every single day, you start to get a feel for what it is, and it felt very kind of loose and just not incredibly sturdy. I'm sure you know that feeling if you have a Speed 6. But when I put that short throw shifter plate in, it made a world of difference. Hopefully today you learned something as far as how to take things apart. I know I did, especially with the trouble I had coming in contact with that screw that was giving me problems. Once I figured that out and I was able to get it off, everything went very smoothly. I didn't have any problems from that point on. It's a very simple, easy process. corksport has great support, and they also send a very detailed list of instructions along with the part. So if you have any questions, feel free to send me a comment on the video below. Like this video, subscribe. I would appreciate that. And we'll see you next time in our next project. Alright, thanks for watching.